Welcome back once again to the Tech Talks Daily podcast, where every single day of the year, and sometimes more than every single day, we dive into the world of technology and meet the brilliant minds shaping its future. And today, I have the privilege of speaking with Kira Makagon, Chief Innovation Officer and Head of RingCentral Ventures. She has an impressive career journey and going to be discussing her thoughts on the current trends in the tech industry, particularly around the rise of AI and generative technologies. And with over a decade of experience at RingCentral, she's played a pivotal role in the company's growth, leading product strategy and global reach. So I want to explore how she's implementing her vast knowledge and experience to drive innovation and investments at RingCentral and the valuable lessons she's learned along the way. So today we're going to talk about the topic of investing in workplace AI technology, examining the benefits and impact on the future of work, and also learn more about Kira's inspiring backstory and how she became an incredible trailblazer in the industry with numerous awards and accomplishments under her belt, such as the Aragon Research Women in Technology Award, Silver Stevie for Most Innovative Woman of the Year in Technology, and all about her dedication to innovation, her passion for mentoring entrepreneurs, and so much more. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way stateside, where Kira is waiting to join me in a conversation today where together we're going to explore the cutting edge of AI, workplace technology and innovation right here on Tech Talks Daily. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. My name is Kira Makagon. I am the Chief Innovation Officer at RingCentral. RingCentral is a leading global provider of cloud-based communication and collaboration that seamlessly combines phone, messaging, video meetings, and contact center in one solution. And RingCentral also empowers businesses with AI-powered conversational intelligence, which really is there to unlock the customer value and enable employee interactions and enable employee interactions to gain insights and accelerate business outcomes. We've been around for over 20 years, started as a very small company and public in 2013. And today we are a $2 billion ARR run rate global leader.
Well, a huge warm welcome to the show. I'm really looking forward to diving a little bit deeper into all things RingCentral with you today. But before we do, I have a bit of a tradition on the podcast where I always like to find out more about my guest's backstory. So with that, can you tell me more about your origin story, your journey into the tech industry that led to you becoming the Chief Innovation Officer at RingCentral? Because everybody's got one of those stories. I'd love to learn more about yours.
Sure. I was born in Ukraine. And that was then the former Soviet Union. And I was born in Odessa, which is a city on the sea. It's a port. And in an environment that was kind of, Odessa is known for the free spirit. And I think that helped my journey in life. My upbringing was that of gender neutral. I played hockey. I loved sports. I played chess. I was good in math and loved solving puzzles. And that really defined me. So if you fast forward, I ended up majoring in computer science when I went to Berkeley in United States after immigrating here at the age of 13 with my parents. And my parents played a crucial role in my upbringing and in guiding me into this journey. My father was insistent that I major in technical major, which made a lot of sense. As an immigrant, I wanted something that would let me a job that paid well, which computer science sounded like a good one, and being one. My interest initially was in that of really more of application development. My first job was for a company called Ingress Technology. It was called Relational Technology at the time, but was known for its Ingress database. And I learned to love databases and applications, and that really was something that I carried throughout my journey. I always wanted to start a company. I knew that graduating from Berkeley. So fast forward, that led me to co-founding a company in one of the first internet-based CRM companies and then co-founding a couple more startups in advertising technology. Octane Software had a huge exit, and I was fortunate to be one of the people in Silicon Valley who was a kind of a trailblazer in many ways. And then if you fast forward, eventually I was, and starting one of my companies, I used RingCentral to help me interview customers. What I wanted to do was not to give them my cell number. I wanted to really provide a number that sounded a little bit more like I had a business going, not one person in front of a computer. And RingCentral had this early on capability to set you up, provide a number that you could answer on your mobile phone, and you could say 1 for sales, 2 for support, 3 for marketing. And that worked very well. And sort of knowing the product and loving the product and having used the product in 2 of my companies, it was sort of natural when the CEO approached me, was joining the company, and I joined the company, again, was fortunate enough to join before the IPO and have been here ever since, where I've led our products and innovation for what's now almost 11 years.
Wow, what an incredible story, inspirational. I absolutely love it. And as you said, that path would lead you to RingCentral, which many people listening will know as a leading provider of unified communication and collaboration solutions, etc., for businesses of all sizes. But I'm curious, how has RingCentral's product strategy evolved over the years, and what role have you played in that evolution? Because so much has changed, hasn't it?
A lot has changed. One thing is true. RingCentral started was one premise. We started in an SMB space, addressing, like I said, the very low end of the market first, and then moving up market. But the premise when we started was easy to buy, easy to admin, and easy to use, and mobile first. And that is still true largely for the company. As we evolved, we moved up market. We now have very large customers. Some are for Fortune 500. But the fundamentals are still the same. Over years, we've added a number what I call market first. We've added video to our phone offer. We added messaging, which is now our video, message, and phone product. We went global. We added open platform and API capabilities so that our customers and developers can build their own workflows based on our platform. We've added analytics so that businesses can have visibility, whether it's quality of service or understanding usage patterns of their customer base. And then we've added contact center and fully integrated it. And today we're the only company out there marrying the very best of UCaaS with the very best of CCaaS. And what that really means is marrying the very best of employee experience with customer experience between the 2 solutions that we bring to market integrated as one. Recently, we've injected AI into everything we do, and not to be cliche, this is a journey that we've been on since really 2019. But one of the things that defined RingCentral was always customer and user centricity, the ease of use, listening to our customers, listening to and understanding how they use the product, what they need from the product, and really then try to reimagine, validate, develop, and take the market to market this in an iterative process. And so that's RingCentral.
And before you came on the podcast today, I was doing a little research on you, and I see you've won so many awards, including the Most Innovative Woman of the Year award in technology. So as someone that's very passionate about this space, I've got to ask, how important do you think innovation is in the tech industry right now? And also, what steps does RingCentral take to foster a culture of innovation within a company? Because I know there's a lot of business leaders listening. They want to foster that culture of innovation, but they often run into problems. It's very tricky. So what steps do they need to do, and how important is it, do you think, now?
Well, I think innovation is it's the livelihood of a successful business. You need to innovate. And you need to be passionate about it. And the role of any business, the DNA of the company, to develop the DNA of innovation has to start from the top. And we're fortunate to have a leader, Vlad Shmunis, who's the CEO of the company, who's the founder of the company, who, that's important to him. And so that permeates through the rest of the company. And with that, to enable innovation, you need to have a culture of collaboration. You need to flatten hierarchies. and have transparency that makes everyone who participates in that journey feels like they're truly part of it. We spend a lot of time thinking in the company about like the big ideas, the big products. We give people time to experiment, and that really leads to product innovation. We've got a number of products, features, things that we've added to our product over the years that really stem from a project idea. When we let it flourish and we let it gestate, then we would test it with customers. And that's a necessary component of innovation, is testing it with customers, because you can't really, any kind of imagination and creativity needs to be verified and tested for it to become a real business proposition. We give our teams space to take on these creative tasks, and the flexibility today that you have with the very tools that we bring to market also enables that. It's very easy to communicate, collaborate, send somebody a message over chats, get on a video call, get on a video huddle. All of these things, they encourage your meeting, take meeting notes, and be able to review so that if you've missed a meeting, it's not a big deal, but you can catch up. This culture of collaboration really helps provide the connectedness and remove silos that is so necessary to create this culture of innovation. And ultimately, it's about the people, it's about the core values, it's about innovation-centric organization that is fostered at every level of management, and ultimately leads to what we call product-led growth, which really propels the growth of the company and then enables this innovation cycle to be perpetual.
And I'm curious, as someone that's passionate about innovation and technology, what trends do you see happening in the tech industry, specifically around the rise of AI and generative technology as well? Because 6 months ago, nobody was talking about it, and now it's all anybody's talking about. So what trends are you seeing? How are RingCentral adapting to these new trends?
Yeah, it's funny how that is, right? 6 months ago, the term generative AI was that of the venture community and a handful of startups.
Yeah.
And now it's mainstream. And it just tells you a lot about how disruptive technology nowadays gets adopted. It sort of takes over. So I think this is one of the trends that maybe is as big as the internet in terms of disruption that it will enable, and it will be transformational. Beyond from being transformational technology, it will be transformational for businesses. It will transform the way people work one more time. And while popularized by ChatGPT, that I think everybody knows about at this point, it is really the combination and culmination of many things that enables this type of massive compute to take place today. It's the availability, the low cost of compute power, the availability of infrastructure to enable that. And we'll see today many startups jumping on this journey. And RingCentral certainly has been on this journey. The notion of these large language models, which is really just a way to say that you can process a lot of unstructured information, a lot of text, and make sense out of it, is what we've been developing over the last several years. And we recently launched a product called RingSense, and that is really to make sense of our conversations, billions of conversations that travel through our system. So with RingSense, we enable, for example, salespeople to analyze, be coached on the conversations that they're having. And they do this through us being able to render to them things like automated meeting summaries, action items, then coaching based on this analysis to help them close more deals, close them faster, and have their managers have unprecedented visibility into what they're doing through things like automatic scoring. So RingSense listens to conversations and provides those insights based on its interpretation of what transpired in that conversation. And another way of saying it, RingSense empowers users to make sense out of their conversations. And it really think of turning every agent, every knowledge worker that it enables. And we're just talking about salespeople right now, but really go beyond that to support personnel, to marketing personnel to every knowledge worker and frontline workers in the organization to be empowered with something that really was not even, it was hard to imagine, maybe even 5 years back. So that's how we're taking advantage of it. And we're injecting AI into every aspect of what we're building at RingCentral today, because we believe that our job as RingCentral is to provide the kind of communication and collaboration platform that really makes people more effective, more efficient, and takes the mundane tasks out of what they do day to day and makes them focus on what's important.
And I was also reading about the recent launch of RingCentral Ventures and how the company's partnering with startups to reimagine the future of work and what that means. Can you expand on this? It sounds like an incredibly exciting time for you all.
It is an exciting time. RingCentral Ventures focuses on identifying and supporting entrepreneurs in early stage startups. We're looking for entrepreneurs who are building, innovating, breakthrough technology, inventing new business models that will help individuals and enterprises was really communicating and collaborating even more effectively. So think of the term future of work, which we've all heard about. This is really reimagining the way that people work, re-enabling them to be even better at what they do, was this ecosystem of companies that we are focused at investing in and combining. Really, when we invest in companies, we really combine access to RingCentral expertise. We co-develop with them sometimes. We provide them with resources. We will, on occasion, co-market with them for those select companies. And so a lot of that today, when we look at companies, we see a lot of AI companies. And we believe that in addition to the work that RingCentral does organically, there's a huge potential to help our customers meet the needs of today's hybrid workforce through us bringing to them this growing ecosystem of innovation. And a number of companies that we've invested in already have been very early in this journey of injecting intelligence, using intelligence to be able to facilitate hybrid workforce, be able to provide companies with better compliance technologies, provide support agents with better assistance while they're on the phone, and so on. And by the way, some of the companies that we look at are also companies that we may end up acquiring. So I talked about RingSense early on, and even before we announced RingSense, we announced our meeting summaries for our video meetings. We announced a couple of other things, such as ability to look through a recorded meeting and understand the highlights of that meeting. That technology actually came to us initially by way of acquisition in 2019. So it's a win-win kind of scenario for both the startups that we work with and for RingCentral. And what startup would not like to get access to over 5 million users or 400,000 businesses worldwide, which is what we provide them when we work with these companies. And I'm always inspired personally just by the incredibly smart and driven entrepreneurs that we work with.
And how do you see the role of communications and collaboration in the future of work? And how is RingCentral addressing these needs for its customers in this evolving workplace where people now almost expect to work on any device, any network and location at any time? Can you expand on that?
Yeah, I love the way you said it, because that was exactly what I said at the very beginning, is how RingCentral started. We've always been about any device, any modality, work from anywhere. And we're all about enabling people to work the way they want to work, from wherever they want to work. And the best proof of this was what we saw during the pandemic. We enabled so many critical businesses to be able to run their business. So during the height of the pandemic, we were able to work with a number of companies that were in the business of contact tracing and nurses, all who were able to reach their clients, run their businesses completely remotely without having to do anything. That really wouldn't have been possible 10 years ago. Just imagine what it would have been like if they weren't able to get on the phone, get on video, be able to message each other from their houses or wherever they were. So from the very beginning, RingCentral was built for this distributed workforce, and it became even so much more important with the onset of the pandemic that really propelled everybody out there to say, look, I need to be enabled to work from anywhere, because we've now learned that things like this can happen to us. And those companies that were already ahead benefited from it. But so many companies go through that transformation during the pandemic to enable their distributed and mobile workforces. And so we've been reimagining the way the world of business communication and collaboration has evolved for over 2 decades, and have been at the forefront of it, and expect to continue to be at the forefront of it was what we bring to market. And today we have the most advanced and industry recognized cloud phone system. We're recognized for our fully integrated and customer experience solution. And really, the way to sum it all up, we're focused on simplifying business communications by really providing what we call intelligent, connected experiences. And this is how we see the best way that we can address our customer needs. And what I mean by intelligent, that means that injecting intelligence, injecting AI capabilities to empower every aspect of communication for whoever the user is. Connected really means breaking down the silos of communication across most devices in integrated tools. So wherever you are in your workday on your desktop or your mobile, or whichever application you're in, RingCentral can glue it all together for you, tie it all together for you in a seamless workflow, in a user experience that is delightful, which is what experiences are all about. It's making experiences adaptive, dynamic, personalized to the way that people work.
Do you think investing in workplace AI technology is more important than ever now? And how do you see that transforming businesses in the years ahead?
Yeah, of course, it's more important than ever. Right now, there isn't a customer that I talk to out there who's not thinking about this. They're not only thinking about it for communication and collaboration needs, they're thinking about transformational processes all around their business. And so the future of work is working smarter, not harder. And the AI is really the driver now in transforming the way that we work for greater efficiency and productivity. And really, it's about removing repetitive tasks. It's about enabling things, in our case, like notes taking, like recommended action items, like coaching, like training, like dealing with long dispositions in contact center that today can all be automated with the use of AI. It's reimagining every sales job, whether it's a sales rep by use of our technology such as RingSense, to be able to help them easily find what they need, automatically deliver to them summaries of the conversations with analysis, and really enable them to focus on improving their closing rates, really enabling their customers to derive more value from these conversations, and therefore lending happier customers. And so AI in the workforce is going to enable us to be so much more productive. And really, we talk about making every salesperson with our RingSense for Sales product a superhero, but really think of making heroes out of every knowledge worker today, because they're just going to be unable to do so many things that today takes so long, whether it's reading a long document, whether it's replying to an email, whether it's taking notes and then making sense of them. All of that is something that is going to be enabled by this AI technology. And I'm not even going outside of the scope of our domain. Obviously, all the innovation that will will propel research and evolution in fields like medicine is just mind-boggling.
Well, I've loved chatting with you today. You've been on an inspirational journey in tech and innovation. And if you were to look back on your career, I'm curious, are there any lessons or insights that you may have learned throughout your career in the tech industry that have maybe helped you in your role as Chief Innovation Officer that you can pass on to anybody listening?
Certainly. What I grew up in the tech industry, when learning how to be often the only woman in the room. And that really almost started in when I was studying computer science in Berkeley. There were like a handful of women in the computer science programs, mostly guys. And so I had to learn how to be comfortable in that environment and how to not be intimidated. And part of that journey was really learning how to be myself, how to be authentic in any environment. And this is highly what I would highly recommend to anybody. Doesn't matter what you do, to be yourself. Don't be direct, play to your strengths, be yourself, and be natural. The other thing that I think is really important is cultivate teamwork. You can't do it all alone. It's impossible. To me, it's all about the team, building that team, selecting your team. And when you build a startup, it's like getting married. You're going to have to live with your co-founders, and it's going to be either a success or not based on the relationship and how you work together. Well, it's not very different in any organization. You have to treat people and think of building the organization like building a family, a lasting family. And most companies don't fail because of bad ideas. They fail because of bad teams, or broken teams. So that is just really essential. And then I would say that in any stage of your career, whether you're starting out or whether you think you've reached the very top, keep on learning. And if anything, this disruption that just happened was AI. It's a good example how things can change so quickly. So be open, but keep on learning. And since you can't do it all alone, delegate and communicate. And the last thing that I would add is being intellectually honest. It kind of goes hand in hand with being yourself. If be yourself and be honest with yourself and work out of genuine desire to do something good, to deliver results, not out of fear or comp or promotion. You'll do much better if you put yourself out there and go for the win based on your authentic self. And that will the rest will come with it, comp and promotions, etc.
Keep open and keep on learning. I love that. A beautiful moment to end on. But before I let you go, for anyone listening, wanting to find out more information about RingCentral, the work that you're doing, what's the best starting point for all things RingCentral and the kind of the topics we discussed today and reaching your team?
Please visit www.ringcentral.com. And if you'd like to reach me personally, you can reach me on Twitter or you can reach me on LinkedIn at Kira Makagon. And as you want to learn about our ventures, send us an email at ventures@ringcentral.com or look up ventures on our website.
Fantastic. Such an inspirational journey you've been on. And I love where you're going to as well with innovation, technology, continuously evolving, keeping open, keep learning. Love everything that you're about here. So just a big thank you for coming on and sharing your story today.
Thanks much. Enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tech Talks Daily. Man, I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Kira today as much as I did there, and especially for sharing her career journey and insights into the current trends in the tech industry that she is seeing, especially around the rise of AI and generative AI and the associated technologies. And I think throughout our conversation today, we learned about Kira's role in driving innovation and investments at RingCentral, and most importantly, the invaluable lessons that she's picked up along the way. And I think diving into the topic of investing in workplace AI technology, it's a potential to shape the future of work. It's incredibly important right now. And I know a lot of business leaders out there find it scary, daunting, and all those things, but it's also exciting right now. So as we wrap up today's episode, I want to express my gratitude to Kira for her time and sharing her remarkable expertise with us, not to mention that passion for innovation, mentorship and empowering others. Truly inspiring. But as always, if you've got any questions you'd like to ask me, email me now, techblogwriter@outlook.com, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm nice and easy to find. And if you do have a moment, I'd really appreciate a rating and review because it helps this podcast battle against the algorithms. So join me again next time where together we'll continue to explore the captivating world of technology with more thought-provoking discussions right here on Tech Talks Daily. But until then, stay curious, keep learning, and until next time, don't be a stranger.